Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video on Superman Lois Season 4. Today we're going to be talking about the series finale and the surprise cameo that has been confirmed to appear in this episode. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos later this year. Okay, so the series finale is coming out this Monday. And as I promised you guys, we are uploading daily until it comes out. So we'll have one more video tomorrow. That will be a Q&A video. So I want you guys to go over to my community tab and leave your questions that you want me to answer and any theories to do with the series finale and how you think it's going to end and what's going to go down in the episode. So that will be tomorrow's video. But for now, let's go ahead and jump into today's main topic. So today's video is all about the surprise cameo. We're going to be theorizing who could be showing up in Superman Lois's final episode. So first off, let's recap what we know so far. So we know all the returning characters who have appeared this season will return apart from General Lane because he is dead. So people like John Henry, Natalie, Sarah, Lana, Kyle, Chrissy, they're all going to be back in this episode. So we're not talking about them. But if you guys remember back to the Superman Lois panel at San Diego Comic-Con this past summer, they confirmed that there will be a surprise cameo in the series finale. Now they didn't give away any specifics as to who it will be, apart from that we'll know them and it's probably a character from the comics, even though I don't know if they officially confirmed that or not. So obviously we all have our guesses, and I'm going to start going through my guesses and some of the ones that people have been suggesting online as to who could show up in the series finale. And I also want to read out this tweet really quick that Krypton site posted, because I think it's a really good teaser. And again, I have not watched the episode, so I don't know who this is, but Krypton site has watched the episode, and they say there is a guest star in the Superman Lois finale that longtime fans of spoiler will immediately recognize as Monday. So there you have it. That is what Krypton site is saying, that someone who has shown up on a show before is going to be in the series finale, and we're all going to recognize it, especially if we're fans of that show. So obviously that leads you instantly to maybe the other Arrowverse shows, but also maybe a show like Smallville. That's what probably came to mind first for me, because if someone is showing up in the series finale of Superman Lois, I do think they're going to have to make it somewhat Superman related, or at least Arrowverse related, if they do show up. Now, it doesn't have to be the exact same version of that character that you saw in another show, but like a couple of episodes, seeing Tom Cavanagh was good enough for all of us Flash fans, even though he played a completely separate character, but they did a great job with him. So let's go into the theories. So first off, as I mentioned, Smallville. So could Tom Welling reprise his role as Clark Kent? And obviously that's coming off the back of showing up as Clark Kent, or a version of him. We're not sure if it's exactly the Smallville version or not. That was never 100% confirmed, but that was during Crisis on Infinite Earths. So that was awesome. Is there any chance that he comes back? I think, yeah, I think that's actually pretty likely. I could see someone from Smallville coming. More likely than not, it would be him if it's anyone, because I would say he's quite involved still in this DC world. And some people have been saying it could be Tal-Rho. However, it was confirmed a while ago that he wouldn't be appearing, but obviously it's not out of the ordinary, and it wouldn't be shocking if they wanted to keep that information secret and they just straight up lie about it. I mean, every actor, every showrunner has done that at some point. Now, could it be someone completely different? Could it be the return of someone like maybe the old Jonathan Kent? That could be the cameo in the episode, and maybe it's Bizarro Superboy, who obviously hasn't appeared in a few seasons. It could be him. However, the teaser that Krypton site gave was more show specific to a different show, so we're kind of gonna lean more on those other shows out there. Now, I think one of the big ones has to be Melissa Benoist's Supergirl, right? And it doesn't have to be her version of Supergirl. It can be the Bizarro Supergirl, or it can be a completely different version of Supergirl, or even just a version of Kara Danvers from that Earth, or even playing a brand new character like Tom Cavanagh. So I think that is definitely a possibility, and that would make a lot of sense. That's what I'm trying to think about. Okay, can it be anyone Superman related or Supergirl related, because Supergirl was where Tyler first joined the Arrowverse and first became Superman, so it would make sense to pay homage to Supergirl by bringing back Melissa, even just for a small cameo. And again, this has been stated as a cameo, so it's not going to be a huge role. It will be maybe a couple of minutes, it could even be like 30 seconds. So what do you guys think of that? Do you think there is any possibility of Melissa returning as Supergirl? I don't personally know if she's been up to Vancouver lately. I know she's living on the west coast of America, I think. You know, where most actors live, of course, near Hollywood. And in the past, Bitsy, for example, has been pretty open about wanting Melissa to show up in Superman Lois. So I think there is support for that already. And same thing goes for Grant Gustin. Obviously, they're big fans of The Flash. Showrunner Todd Helbing used to run The Flash. And since Tom Cavanaugh has shown up, I mean, you could ask for Grant Gustin to come along. Obviously, he was doing Broadway at the time, but there's always the chance that maybe in the time that they've had since they finished the series finale, they could have shot an extra scene like a couple of weeks ago and included it. So I don't think we necessarily have to look at exactly who was in Vancouver at the exact time that they were filming, because if it is a cameo, it could be a green screen cameo. And other people have discussed it potentially being Stephen Amell showing up as Oliver Queen or the Spectre in the series finale, similar to how he showed up in The Flash, and obviously they paid homage to him there. But I do have to call into question the showrunners of Superman Lois, because they've never been super Arrowverse orientated. Obviously, when they wanted to separate themselves from Earth Prime and the specific shows that were running alongside Superman Lois at the time, back in like 2022, I think it was, they made it their goal to make the show separate. However, I think this season has kind of changed our perspective on that, and I think they changed their mind a little bit. Obviously not fully, they haven't incorporated it back into the Arrowverse proper, but they got Tom Cavanaugh to show up. They have a surprise cameo in the finale, so there's always the chance that they want to pay homage to the Arrowverse in the series finale, despite not really going for that in the past. But also that leads me to believe there is definitely the possibility that we could be talking about a cameo from a different show. That's why I mentioned Smallville earlier, because that would make a lot of sense, because it's very Superman specific. It could also be Brandon Routh. That is definitely a possibility, because that is Superman related and he could show up as a different version. Now, I think the question is this cameo in the present? Is it in the flash forwards that I believe we're getting in the series finale? And I think when we find that out, that would kind of dictate our ideas about who it could potentially be. Obviously, I don't think we're going to find that out before the series finale. And also the way that Krypton's site actually worded their tweet, having watched the episode, it doesn't make me think Diggle or someone that we've seen in the show before, because they put it as longtime fans of Spoiler will immediately recognize, because we've seen him on the show before, we've seen a different version of the character. And also, I do think the way that is worded here, I do think it is someone that we know from another show that is playing a different character or a different version of their character, because they will immediately recognize them, not be like, oh, I immediately know exactly who that is because they say I am Supergirl from Earth Prime or whatever, something like that. It could be, say, Melissa, but as a different version of Supergirl, which obviously stays in line with what we know about Superman Lois and the fact that they don't want to involve the greater Arrowverse. So those are the theories that you guys have commented lots online. I just compiled a list of characters and a list of actors that could potentially show up. Obviously, I'm really excited for this series finale, but at the same time, it's very bittersweet because we're all not looking forward to the day where we don't have any Superman Lois left. And as I mentioned at the start of the video, we're staying active, we're posting lots. I've got Smallville videos, I've got Superman movie videos ready to post after Superman Lois ends. So we're going to stay active, we're going to post lots of DC content, whether it's to do new TV shows like Lanterns or new films like Superman. We're going to keep the channel up, and just because the Arrowverse is going away with Superman Lois doesn't mean I'm going to stop making videos, guys. That's why I changed my name at the end of the day from the DC TV show to Ben's Take, because I'm going to give you my take on all these different things. So stick around, guys, because we've got lots more coming your way. And again, there will be a Q&A video tomorrow to do with Superman Lois' series finale, and then the next day we'll have my review and breakdown out for the final ever episode of Superman Lois. So for now, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. It would really help this video get out there. Also subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. But for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.